Okay, let's continue with the last tab over here, which shows us controls of outputs. Basically, each channel that we've seen has absolutely independent dynamics and EQs. So as far as you see, we can create certain curves, whatever on the EQ, readjust the frequencies, so on and so on. That's the main output. You can hear the difference. This is lows, but it switches over here by the colors, which you can see represent. You can designate it for high mids or low mids, whatever. So all the controls are switchable. Then finally, you got high pass and low pass filter, and as well as compressors. So what it shows that each independent pair of outputs can be readjusted in concerns of dynamics and equalizers. So they designed by pairs. They could be switched by one. So basically main output, analog 1, analog 3, analog 5, 6, 7, 8, and coaxial. Also, different features for studio use, which sometimes may be a little tricky because these buttons do not lock up, so you have to hold it. I think they were designed more for use with control surface, which shows over here. I never used any of them, so I cannot tell much about it. Okay, so returning to second tab, there is interesting feature on this mixer that you can create several different mixes. So basically what you do, you create your, for example, you have your one singer, one talker, then the guitar, the bass, the keyboard, whatever else. And you want to send them separate, you want to send a separate mix to the front of the house. Then you create another monitor mix. You go it this way. So as we're shown, it shows on main. We create another mix on bus 2, which is absolutely independent. And what you do, you create another mix, absolutely different type of mix, and send it to channel first and second, or 3, 4, or whatever you wish. Don't forget to unmute those, and you have those signals coming from different outputs of the sound card. You can continue with this up to 8 buses. So basically you can designate them as mono outputs, so you can create different monitor groups and do with them, make them different, whatever you wish. So let's switch then to outputs. We have outputs. Each output has independent EQ. And each output has independent dynamics. So, and also independent effect send and return. So it allows you quite a bit of flexibility. So we can change EQ curves on each channel. And again, it works really interesting. Like we see like this, and we can work from right side of the mixer, selecting the EQs, or actually what we can do, we can select here. So if we have orange, selecting certain frequency, basically what we do, we adjusting it in such a way, you need to turn it on, and you can hear it. So for example, we adjust a little bit lows, change the frequency here, we want to spice it up with little highs, and let me see, we can do it, for example, with this. So we can change the frequency. Again, I have to turn it on. It's actually mid-range. Basically, we can adjust whatever we wish. In this case, so, and we better use shut this off and use green. That will look more like a high frequency. So we add it's here, moving over here and making it a little bit brighter. So this way you can actually change either from here, either from right side by adjusting these knobs. They duplicate each other. Do we need it? It depends on each personal style of work of each engineer or musician or whoever uses this gear. So basically every independent channel has independent EQ, has independent dynamics, which could be changed. It could be viewed from this type of menu. And also there is several different monitoring options which work. I didn't assign it yet for headphones. If we're working in a recording studio and we can cue certain mixes, how they work, and if we can we use a talk back and adjust their levels. We have studio sense and whatever we wish. Basically, it gives you pretty good variable ways to customize that if you're using that in your studio. Again, the talk back sometimes will be maybe complicated to just push and hold it because it actually does not lock in. This software designed with use of some mk3 control surfaces, which I don't have them to show, but if there is a link for this, that will be a really useful feature. One design, I would say, maybe flaw is reverb in here. Yes, I like the sound of the reverb, but the only problem is that the way it controls. You can either take your reverb from pre-fader and adjust it. So we will have the reverb from pre-fader, where the problem could be if I will readjust the dry level of the signal, the reverb tail is still there, and it will sound like this, if you like to hear me this way. Other way to adjust those reverb signals, it's actually for the entire group of signals. And this way, in the entire mix, the reverb will be applied for every single instrument which running through the channel. So this is the feature which is not actually, there is no way I could find how I can switch the reverb sound to the post-fader mode, and there is nothing I can do about it. So let's get it back.